Do you wait for everything to be perfect and lined up straight before you make a choice? How hard are you trying to get everything in your life right? What if jumping in and getting messy is one of the ways to find out what works for you? Discover how being willing to mess up can create the phenomenal life you truly desire. Get ready to quit judging and start embracing all of your messy adventures. Now, here's your host, self-declared messy living expert, Petrina Fava.
Hello. Welcome to Messy Adventures in Living. I am Petrina Fava, your host for the next hour or more hours if you choose to continue to listen to more shows. Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining me on this show. I'm grateful for your contribution to the show just by listening now or in the future, playing with us on the phone, in the chat room. I love it when you're here, so thanks for being here. So, you are listening to Messy Adventures in Living. What the heck is that? What does it mean? What are you in for? Messy Adventures in Living is an hour where you get invited into something different, something that maybe you have never considered before, something maybe that other people have never told you before. I like to talk about stuff that is that pushes you or gets you into question about what you've bought as your reality. And I like to have fun challenging those points of view that you have and challenging my own points of view on my own show about the reality that we've bought is real, and get you to start questioning what's real and what's not and what's true for you, so that you can start creating a different possibility in your life, and so that you can start having everything you've always known is possible but maybe have bought a lie of impossible. Have you bought any of those? So when you're here, you will get invited to choose for you, to choose your life, to create your life and not be at the effect of your circumstances. That's what you get when you listen to Messy Adventures in Living. So I'm Petrina, and here's a little bit about me. I am and be a whole bunch of different things, and I like it that way. So I am an access consciousness bars and body process facilitator. I came upon some tools, a modality called access consciousness about 7 years ago. Tools to create change in your life, tools to create your life as greater, tools to be happy, actually. And I wasn't even really unhappy when I started. When I looked at these tools, when I discovered them, I just knew that I could be more happy, and I kind of wanted that. So I started to learn about them and play with them, and I like to talk about them. So we're going to be talking about some of those tools on the show. I'm also a registered pediatric nurse in Toronto. I work at a place called the Hospital for Sick Children. I have been doing that for almost 20 years now, and I love the opportunity to learn and receive amazing amounts of awareness about my own life for the children and the families that I get to interact with every day, and the staff as well. What an amazing choice I made to work there and to get to be inspired by people who are choosing out of the box and who are choosing not to be at the effect of things that are happening to them. I see it on a regular basis, and it is completely out of this world inspiring. How does it get better than that? I'm also a mom of three great kids who are constantly showing me all of the places that I judge myself, showing me all the places that I'm choosing to be less of me, showing me all the places where I can be more. And although they sometimes drive me completely crazy, I'm grateful that they drive me completely crazy, because they point me in directions that I have been asking to go like nothing else. Talk about if you want some self-help, some like motivation, look at kids. They will pick apart all of your judgments and show them to you very clearly like a mirror. It's great. So that's me. That's Messy Adventures in Living. Let's get going. What are we talking about today? So today we're talking about doubt. Doubt. Okay, so doubt. Where is my... here we go. Doubt. The barrier to greatness. Doubt. Your barrier to your greatness. So I don't think I can. What if I'm wrong? I don't know. Doubt is the great distractor, the killer of dreams, your biggest barrier to your greatness. We've come to accept that doubt is a normal part of life, but what if it doesn't have to be? How many of your creations would come to life if you never for a second doubted yourself? So get ready for some tools to eliminate doubt from your reality and create the life you know is possible. All right, so tell me a little bit about you. What about you and doubt? That's funny. I was just about to say, what is your relationship with doubt? Isn't that funny? Do you have a relationship with doubt? Are you sure you want to have a relationship with doubt? Do you want to do that? Is it a good relationship? Does it create more for you? What is doubt for you? What comes up for you when you talk about doubt, when you hear this word? What have you doubted about yourself? What have you doubted about others? Who have you doubted? Where did you learn to doubt? When did it start? Can you ever remember a time that you didn't doubt? What is doubt stopping you from creating? What is doubt giving you? What do you love about doubt? What do you love about doubting yourself? What do you love about doubting others? What comes up for you around doubt? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about doubt. So we're going to do something on this show. So while I'm talking over the next hour, I invite you to actually question everything that I have to say. I'm not here to convince you of anything. You don't have to believe anything I say. You might hear me say some crazy things and be like, what the heck are you talking about, Petrina? I've never heard that in my life, and where are you getting these crazy ideas? No problem. Not here to convince you. I do invite you, though, to at least just humor me for the next hour. If you hear something that's a little cuckoo to you, and just go with it. If you'd be willing to just listen and consider the possibility of it, then maybe we can change some stuff. So, here's one. What if I told you that doubt is not even real? What if I told you doubt was just a big lie you bought a long time ago, and that doubt is actually not real? It doesn't exist. It's fake. The only reason that it exists is because you make it real. And if you don't make it real, then it doesn't have to exist. That's all. Okay, end of show. Just kidding. So what if doubt is a lie? And what if you've been buying the lie of doubt for most of your life? Okay? Just humor me. Who did you buy it from? Where did you buy it from? When was the first, can you remember for a time when you first started to doubt yourself? So doubt is really based on, I know it's a lie because it's based on the idea that we don't know something or that we can't know, right? For me, this is how I know the doubt is a lie. It's based on the idea of I can't. And I know, for me, that I can't is total bullshit. There's nothing I can't do. There's a lot of things I choose not to do. But I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that I can't is a total lie. Okay? So doubt is a lie too. Doubt is also a lie because it's based on judgment. And it's based in fear. So you might be thinking, well, fear is real. I feel it, so I know it's real. Doubt is real. I feel it, so I know it's real. So what if your feelings are not the determinant of what's real? What if your feelings are not real? What if nothing is real? I mean, really, it sounds ridiculous, but it's like if you entertain the possibility that so much of what you see and so much of what's in your world isn't even real, if you just entertain that possibility for a few moments, would you be able to let go of a whole bunch of crap in like a second? And could it actually be that easy? If you looked around at your reality and knew that so much of what you bought to be true is actually not, would you have any problems? Would you be happier? If you looked around and saw that so many beliefs that you bought are not even true, would you actually be a million times happier in 1 second? And what if it could actually be that easy? Do you think it's not? Do you think it's hard? Do you think it has to be hard to be happy? What if it's not? What if so much of what we've bought in this reality is a lie? Okay, so what is this for you? So here I'll tell you a little bit about me and what doubt is like for me. So when I was a kid, I knew what I knew, right? I was just going through life, exploring the world and discovering things. Discovering things. And many times I was told that what I knew to be true was in fact not true. Right? So who told you, who in your life told you that what you knew to be true was not true? And when did you start believing others instead of yourself? So are we ever taught to know? Like, what is the difference between knowing and believing? So many energies around this. So when I looked at the concept of doubt, a whole bunch of other words kind of came up around doubt. And here are some of them. Trust in yourself. If you don't, is the opposite of doubt trust. We think it is, but is it? So trust, faith, doubt, belief. What are these words? What do they mean? And do you believe more in belief and faith and trust than you do in your own self? All right, so I like to look at words, and so we're going to do that today on the show. We're going to look at words and what they mean, and more than what they mean, but what is the energy of some words, okay? So we're going to look at some of these words that we associate with doubt and tap into the energy of them as opposed to how we give them meaning, because I feel like when we do this, it really gives me some awareness of how I've actually bastardized some words or misapplied some words in my life. So let's look at doubt, okay? So what is doubt? So when I looked at doubt in like a modern day dictionary, I found this: to be uncertain, to hesitate to believe, the feeling of uncertainty about truth, reality, or nature, or the nature of something. A feeling of uncertainty about truth, reality, or nature of something. Things that are unknown, uncertain. And I also found a lot of stuff about how natural it is to doubt, which is a very interesting point of view. So in our modern day dictionaries, we define doubt to be uncertain, to hesitate to believe, a feeling of uncertainty about truth, reality, or the nature of something. So what is certainty exactly? If doubt is to be uncertain, what does it mean to be certain? What does it mean to be sure? Is knowing, is it the same as knowing, or is it a judgment? So for me, certainty is a decision, right? And certainty is a judgment. And see, we learned that this is okay. Like, we learned that this is how are supposed to function in reality. We're supposed to look around and judge what we see, right? As infants, as young children, we don't really do that all completely on our own. We really learn to judge what we're looking at, to make decisions about what we're looking at, to weigh what we're looking at. And so for me, to be uncertain, to doubt something, this is how I know doubt is not real, because can you really ever be uncertain? And why are we relying on certainty anyways, when certainty is a judgment? So there's this other thing besides judgment. There's this other thing besides decision. It's called knowing. And it's not something we learn most of the time. It's not something that many of us are taught in life. You may have heard, trust your gut, a gut feeling, an intuition. But really, how many of us learn to have that before judgment? Or how many of us really learn to value our knowing more than judgments? I don't know. I didn't. That's not what I learned. I learned to judge so that I could discern, so that I could decide what was real and what was true. Except I'm just looking around at reality. And so I'm deciding what's real and true based on what I look at. That's not knowing. There's something else besides looking around and judging. It's called knowing. So, yes, certain is when it's 100%. So just taking a look in the chat room, which, by the way, you can jump into and play with us here in the online chat room. You can click on the chat room link and put in a name and then come and type your questions and comments. It's fun. So certain is when it's 100%. 100% sure. So is that what you've decided doubt is? Is doubt something that happens when you're not 100% sure? So this is great because this goes back to the exact premise of Messy Adventures in Living, and that is that choice creates awareness. Awareness doesn't create choice. Again, we don't learn this. We learn that awareness then allows us to choose, but it actually doesn't work that way. So, on that note, we're going to take a break. I'm going to leave you hanging. We're going to take a break. You're listening to Messy Adventures in Living. We're talking about doubt, the barrier to your greatness, right here on the Inspired Choices Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Do you wait until all the traffic lights are green before you get in your car? Of course you don't. Are you waiting until you have everything perfect to begin living? Most of us have learned not to take any steps until we have all the information to make the right choice. What if the opposite is true? What if it's choice that creates awareness? Are you willing to make lots of messy choices so you can begin to see the possibilities that you didn't think existed? Listen for Messy Adventures in Living radio show with self-declared messy living expert Petrina Fava every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific on the InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. How much more expansive would your life be if you were willing to get messy with your choices?
What if there's nothing wrong with you? What if you're far greater than you've ever given yourself credit for? What if it's time to know the gift and the contribution you are to the world and to like yourself a lot more? Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago, I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. Asking questions opens doors to infinite possibilities. And it's not about finding the answer. It's about being the question. Always. What I'm inviting you to step into is something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Newton, Da Vinci, Gandhi, Picasso, and Aristotle all knew to be true. What if no question is too big or too small? What if anything is possible for you? What if together we could create a kinder, gentler, happier world? Is now the time? Go to beingyouclass.com and sign up for a free video series, My Gift to You. beingyouclass.com. What if you, truly being you, are the gift and change this world requires? beingyouclass.com.
You're listening to Messy Adventures in Living with Petrina Fava. To participate in today's show, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255. In Canada, 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also ask questions or comment by email by sending to Petrina at petrinafava.com. Now, here's Petrina with more Messy Adventures.
Hello, welcome back to Messy Adventures in Living. I'm your host, Petrina Fava. Today we're talking about doubt, the barrier to greatness. So, would you like to get rid of doubt? Or do you want to keep it? So, we're going to talk a little bit about some tools to eliminate doubt from your reality so that you can create the life you know is possible, if that's what you would like. Not everybody wants it. That's okay. So, doubt, barrier to greatness. So, before we went to break, we were talking about what I found when I looked up doubt in a modern-day dictionary and found, uncertain, to be uncertain, to hesitate to believe, a feeling of uncertainty about truth. Okay, so a couple of things there. A, we've decided that doubt is a feeling, by the way. So when you doubt, is there something that you feel in your body? And that feeling that you feel in your body when you doubt, when you have doubt, is it light or is it heavy? So here's a tool. It comes from a modality called Access Consciousness. The tool is anything that's true for you, will make you feel light. And anything that's a lie for you makes you feel heavy. When you're doubting, do you feel light or heavy? See, it's a lie. Maybe you feel light, I don't know. When I perceive doubt, it is an enormous heaviness in my body. So 2 things here. Just because you feel something in your body doesn't make it real. Your body is actually a very aware organism. Your body actually has a lot of intuition. Your body gives you a lot of information. So if your feelings were just information, see, we think feelings are these things that we can't control in ourselves, these feelings and emotions, right? They're just these things that people are born with, and we can't control them. That's a lie. That's bullshit. Stop buying it. Or keep it. It's up to you. But feelings are not something that you have to be at the effect of. What if your feelings are just information, and when you feel something in your body, like the heaviness of doubt, what if you didn't buy it as real? Just because you feel it in your body, you don't have to buy it as real. It's just information. Have you ever heard of psychics who can perceive other people's bodies and know how a person died because they feel it in their body? Have you ever had a psychic reading or watched psychic readings on TV? And they'll say something like, did your mom pass away from a heart attack because I feel a tightness in my chest? Or, did she have trouble breathing at the end because I suddenly feel I can't breathe? Okay, so what if that ability is not limited to people who are just psychic? What if we all have that ability? What if you have that ability and you have not even known it yet? What if that's your body giving you information? So when you are in doubt and you perceive a heavy feeling in your body, it's a lie. The truth will make you feel light. A lie will make you feel heavy. If you perceive doubt and it feels light and fluffy and exciting, then go for it. Keep it. If you perceive doubt and it's a heavy ton of bricks in your body, it's not true. It can be really as easy as looking at something going, oh, that's a lie. Why am I buying it? It's actually really that easy. It can really be that easy. So doubt is a lie. And I know this because it's very heavy when I perceive doubt. Okay, so hesitation to believe. That's really interesting because what if that's actually a capacity? What if your hesitation to believe is actually not a bad thing? Because what is a belief, right? What's a belief? We're going to get to that later, but I want to talk about what I found when I looked up doubt in etymology online. Very interesting. So the first thing I read was doubt as a noun, fear and dread. So doubt and fear very closely linked, right? To doubt, question, hesitate, or waver in opinion. To be uncertain. And then I found something really interesting. Doubt means two, like TWO. The notion of two minds, or the choice of two. I'm looking at this, I'm like, that's totally weird. That has nothing to do with how we define doubt these days. This is from the 13th, 14th century. Two, on a notion of two minds, or the choice of two. So there's something about this that is interesting to me. So something becomes true or real when two people align and agree with a point of view. That's the only reason that something is real. Two people align and agree with a point of view. And also, where have we decided that we have to choose between two things? And so is this where doubt comes in? Is doubt actually your knowing that something else is possible? So how many things have we misidentified as doubt that actually are not doubt? So everywhere you've misidentified your awareness of another possibility as doubt, would you like to destroy and uncreate all that? Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. That collection of words that I just said that sounds like mumbo jumbo is a tool from Access Consciousness. It's called the Clearing Statement. You can find out more about this at theclearingstatement.com. It does have a lengthy explanation, which I will not get into here. All you need to know is that you use it to just blast a whole bunch of energy that comes up when you're talking about something and gets rid of all the places where you bought things as true, everywhere you've decided that they're right or wrong and good and bad, and everywhere those decisions about right and wrong and good and bad about that thing that we're talking about is actually creating a limitation in your life. That's what it is, in a nutshell. So let's do it again. I forgot it. I forgot it, so I guess we're not doing it again. So, yes, this is my point. So, of the choice of two things. So, is it possible that you've decided that you have two choices, and then you're doubting, you can't choose, you can't decide, and so you're like, I have doubts. So is it actually that you have doubt, or are you aware that neither of those two things are what you would like to choose? Since when do we have only two things to choose from? Like, you don't only have McDonald's or, I don't know, Mr. Greek. Like, you don't always have a fancy sushi restaurant or McDonald's to choose from. You have endless possibilities to choose from. So I wonder if often we have an awareness that there is more than two possibilities, and because we can't choose from these two possibilities, we've decided that that's doubt? Maybe? Let's clear that again. Everywhere we have decided that our awareness of endless possibility is actually doubt, because we can't choose between the two things that are presented to us in this reality. Will you destroy and create all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay, so trust and faith and belief. These are things that we often consider to be opposites of doubt, right? So if you don't doubt yourself, it means that you have faith in yourself. It means that you trust yourself. It means that you believe in yourself. And that's all fine and good, except a lot of these words have a lot of limitations on them too. See, we buy these things, we buy definitions of words, we buy into meaning. And when we buy into meaning, that takes us out of knowing. It takes us out of determining what's true for us. So what's trust? Trust, when I look up trust in etymology online, I find to rely on, to make strong, to keep safe. And so, who do you rely on? Who do you trust? Who are you relying on that isn't yourself? How many other people, how much of what's outside of yourself are the things that you're relying on instead of relying on your own knowing? So, would you be willing to rely on you instead of trusting others? And there's some lie about trust. Trusting implies blind faith. So, do you actually want to have blind faith in yourself? If you've decided that the opposite of trust is faith, if you decide the opposite of doubt is trusting in you or having faith in you, does that eliminate your ability to know what you know? Because if you've decided that trust means blind faith, it seems to be the common idea of what it means to have trust or to have faith. And that's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm inviting you to. I'm not inviting you to have blind faith in yourself. I'm not inviting you to have blind trust in yourself. And I'm certainly not inviting you to have blind faith in anyone else. But you can't have blind faith in yourself either. So there's something else. There's question and knowing and possibility. So let's say that you're on a desert island and you can't swim, right? So, will you start to have doubt? Will you start to have fear? You probably will. It still doesn't mean it's real, right? But there's something else. There's something else that there's looking at the fact that you have never been able to swim before. But then you can ask questions. So what would it take to get off this island? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's something different. There's a difference between blind faith and asking questions and knowing what you know, and then asking questions to invite a different possibility. It's not the same as trust or blind faith. Faith is a loyalty to a person based on a promise or duty. That's the original meaning of the word faith. Loyalty to a person based on a promise or a duty. Promises and duties lock us in. They take us out of choice, which is what doubt does. Doubt takes us right out of choice and starts tying us to things. It starts tying us to faith, loyalty to people based on promise or duty. Doubt starts tying us to other things, trust, relying on something else, relying on someone else, blindness, not knowing. Doubt takes us right out of choice. Okay, so we're going to go to break. You're listening to Messy Adventures in Living on the Inspired Choices Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more tools on how to eliminate doubt.
Do you wait until all the traffic lights are green before you get in your car? Of course you don't. Are you waiting until you have everything perfect to begin living? Most of us have learned not to take any steps until we have all the information to make the right choice. What if the opposite is true? What if it's choice that creates awareness? Are you willing to make lots of messy choices so you can begin to see the possibilities that you didn't think existed? Listen for Messy Adventures in Living radio show with self-declared messy living expert Petrina Fava every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific on the InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. How much more expansive would your life be if you were willing to get messy with your choices?
What would you say if I told you that you could change your life in only 1 hour and all while lying down relaxing? Thousands of people all over the world have. What am I talking about? It's called Access Consciousness, the bars. The bars is an energetic body process that contains 32 different points on your head that when run assist you in releasing decisions about any area of your life that you have made solid and as a result cannot change. The bars is the first class in Access Consciousness, a dynamic set of tools and information designed to transform any area of your life. When you have a bars session, the worst that can happen is you feel like you had a fantastic massage. The best thing that can happen is your whole life could change. Go to accessconsciousness.com today to find a facilitator to schedule a private session or to find a bars class in your area. Are you willing to give yourself an hour to change your life?
You're listening to Messy Adventures in Living with Petrina Fava. To participate in today's show, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255. In Canada, 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also ask questions or comment by email by sending to Petrina at petrinafava.com. Now, here's Petrina with more Messy Adventures.
Welcome back to Messy Adventures in Living. I'm your host, Petrina Fava. We are talking about doubt today, doubt, the barrier to greatness. So before we went to break, we were looking at doubt as a lie. Doubt as something that's not even real, something that we've bought as real, something we've taken into our bodies, we've locked it into our bodies, something that we believe is real because we feel it in our bodies. So here I am challenging you to question everything that you feel in your body. Just because you feel it, you don't have to own it. Your body is very aware. Your body gives you information all the time. What is it that you're aware of when you perceive the energy of doubt? So a couple of great tools that you can use. One of them is the tool that I mentioned earlier. The truth will make you feel light and a lie will make you feel heavy. So when you perceive doubt, is it light or heavy in your body? And if it's heavy, then you know it's a lie. It's a lie for you. There's some lie in there for you. What are the lies? Doubt is closely tied to fear. So when you're doubting, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid that you don't know something? Are you afraid that you're not able? Are you afraid of getting it wrong? Are you afraid that you don't have the power to change something? So, if you were not afraid of getting something wrong, would you have doubt? Like, does it even matter if you get something wrong? Again, like messy adventures in living. If you knew that choice is what creates awareness, would you ever really have doubt? Like, would you ever buy the lie of doubt? Because what we do is before we make a choice, right? And doubt and choice are hugely connected, because here we go trying to make a choice. There's a choice we want to make, and we are stopped by doubt. Doubt takes you out of choice. So how many choices have you been unwilling to make because doubt is in the way? So have you bought the lie? So many lies. Have you bought the lie that you have to have all the information before you can make a choice? And then sneaky doubt comes in, because of course how are you going to have all the information? And what does that even mean? What it means is I have to have all the conclusions that then allow me to make a choice. That's such a huge limitation. Do you get that? You're just looking around for a bunch of conclusions and then allowing your conclusions to make your choice. It actually doesn't work that way. You may have never learned this before, but it actually does not look like that. Choice creates awareness. So, would you be willing to choose even in the face of doubt? Would you be willing to look at doubt as a lie and choose anyways? And then allow your choice to give you the awareness of what works for you and what doesn't. And then, guess what? You can choose again. And you can choose again, and you can choose again, and you can choose again. So if you knew you could choose every 10 seconds, and if you knew that no choice was ever wrong, would doubt even exist for you? Doubt exists because we've bought the lie that we have to have all the information in order to choose. That's the lie right there. That's the lie of doubt. The lie of doubt is we have to look around and get the information and then choose. That is backwards. Backwards. Choice creates awareness. So would you be willing to fail? Would you be willing to look stupid? Would you be willing to get it wrong? And if you were willing to have all those things, if you were willing to be wrong, if you were willing to be judged, if you were willing to look stupid, if you were willing to just choose, would you really have doubt? You're buying a lie. Doubt is not real. So why do we do it? Why do we bother? Is there any place where doubt works for you? We've learned that doubt is natural. We've learned that did you ever learn that doubt is an important lesson? Did you learn that, doubt is a good lesson in modesty? Or anything like that? Why is doubt working for you? There must be something that's working for you if you are continuously choosing it. So the other thing is also what I realize is how much are we actually confusing doubt with questioning? So religion comes up for me, right? So we're often taught not to doubt religion, right? To have faith in what's written in our Bible or the Quran or whatever book it is that your religion follows. We're taught not to doubt it. We're taught to believe blindly, to have trust, to just buy something as real. Here. So I found this definition of faith as in Etymology Online, again, original meaning of words. The assent of the mind to the truth of a statement for which there is incomplete evidence. So having faith is like convincing your mind to believe a statement for which there is incomplete evidence. It's so twisted. This is not knowing. First of all, we're trying to use our mind. Our brain is not knowing. Our brain gives us information, helps us calculate, but it's not the same as knowing. So, the assent of the mind to the truth of a statement for which there is incomplete evidence. It's so messed up. We go around looking for evidence and then make decisions based on evidence. None of this is knowing. So I'm wondering if we are confusing doubt with questioning, as in Questioning like, well, what else is possible here? There's a quote from a man named Rene Descartes that says, if you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. So for me, when I read this, I almost want to write in place of doubt, I would like to put question. If you would be a real seeker after truth, after your truth, if you really want to know your truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life, you question as far as possible all things. But there is a difference. There's a difference between questioning and doubting. There's a cynicism around doubt, right? There's an implication that something is not true. It's not the same as questioning, wow, I wonder, is that true for me? What else is possible? Is there something else beyond this? Are we everywhere we're misidentifying and misapplying questioning with doubting? Will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and punk, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So again, this whole thing about certainty and are you waiting to have things to be certain? But certain is a conclusion. When I looked up trust, I found confident expectation. Confident expectation. Expectations are closed doors. They don't open you up to possibilities. They don't allow you to have choice. When you have an expectation, that's a judgment. It's a conclusion. It's a closed door. It's not a question. A question will always open you up to greater possibility. A conclusion will not. A judgment will not. A decision will not. An expectation will not. Trust is a confident expectation. Why are you having expectations? Expectation is a setup for disaster. Question. Ask a question. Ask a question and then trust your knowing. Know what you know. Choose. Choose so that you can create awareness. If you feel like you don't have any awareness or you feel like you don't know how to trust your inner self, maybe you need to choose more things. Because as you choose, you can create more awareness. You can actually develop more awareness. So that's a great tool to know more of what you know, to eliminate doubt. Listen to your awareness. Listen to the whispers of your awareness, all those little whispers that you hear that have been negated by others. All of those whispers, would you be willing to listen to them? Choice creates awareness. Choose, and then have the awareness of what that choice creates. Just looking in the chat room, what is the difference between doubt and healthy hesitation? So what's healthy hesitation for you? What lie have you bought about healthy hesitation? What does that mean? Healthy hesitation, what is the energy of that? Why should you hesitate to know what you know? Is there any hesitation in knowing? If you're an infinite being, would an infinite being ever have the need to hesitate, or would they instantly know that something is not true for them? Yeah, okay, good. So somehow knowing you don't have the facts. So there's a difference between looking, like you can, if you might need information, there it is. So is healthy hesitation your knowing of needing more information? So like if you are interested in choosing something, or if you would like to choose something to create something greater, and you have the awareness that you need more information, can you just ask and look for that information? Where have you labeled that hesitation? Because there's a different energy on that word, hesitation. Hesitation has a mistrust energy, I feel like. So, how is that for you? Not enough information before you leap. Yeah, I mean, what if you have the information? How long do you have to wait to get all the information? You can look for information to create something in your life, but it can get extreme. Like you were never going to have every single piece of information in order to make the right choice. At some point, you have to let go of having information and then just choose so that you can have awareness. Nothing is really wrong with having information. You can look for information. You still have to go with your knowing. You still have to trust your knowing and make a choice so that you can have more and more awareness instead of relying on external information. Nothing is wrong with external information, but like, where have we made the ultimate deciding factor, or where have we given our power over to information instead of knowing? So everywhere you've given your power over to information, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, puck, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. What if you could have knowing over information? Okay, we are going to go to break. You're listening to Messy Adventures in Living. We're talking about doubt, the greatest barrier to your greatness. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Do you wait until all the traffic lights are green before you get in your car? Of course you don't. Are you waiting until you have everything perfect to begin living? Most of us have learned not to take any steps until we have all the information to make the right choice. What if the opposite is true? What if it's choice that creates awareness? Are you willing to make lots of messy choices so you can begin to see the possibilities that you didn't think existed? Listen for Messy Adventures in Living radio show with self-declared messy living expert Petrina Fava every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific on the InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. How much more expansive would your life be if you were willing to get messy with your choices?
What if you really do change molecules by your interaction with them? What if the change you've been looking for is right before your eyes? What if the uncomfortableness that comes with difference could be fun? What if the closed-minded people of the world no longer determined our world? What if gratitude trumps judgment every time? What if your kindness healed the world? What if the earth is asking for your help? And what if you had the resources to give it? This is your invitation to step into something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Picasso, Da Vinci, Shakespeare, Aristotle all knew to be true. Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. What if there are no dumb questions, or any question too large? What if you being you are the gift and the change this world requires? Is now the time? For more questions to create a change in your world, sign up for a free video series at beingyouclass.com. My gift to you, beingyouclass.com.
You're listening to Messy Adventures in Living with Petrina Fava. To participate in today's show, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255. In Canada, 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also ask questions or comment by email by sending to Petrina at petrinafava.com. Now, here's Petrina with more Messy Adventures.
Hey, welcome back to Messy Adventures in Living. I'm your host, Petrina Fava. We're talking about doubt today and how it's such a huge barrier to your greatness. Actually, what we've been talking about is the idea that doubt is not even real. It's a lie. It's a big baloney lie that we bought. And I know that sounds extremely oversimplified, but see, the thing is, we buy a lot of lies in this reality. We buy a lot of lies in our world, and we don't really think twice about them because it's just what's what we're taught, what's impelled at us, what's implanted in us from when we're very little, or even as we go along in life. The thing with doubt is that one of the things that I realize about doubt is that it's based in the past, right? So, like, I was thinking about kids and, like, young kids, like infants. Do they have doubt? Like, when does doubt start? When they're walking, do they doubt themselves? Is it something that just, if nobody impelled doubt at a child, would they ever have doubt? I'm looking at that going, how does that happen? And I feel like, doubt is very much a way that we function from looking in the past. So, maybe you chose something and it didn't work out. See, this is the thing. Choice creates awareness, okay? Choice creates awareness, and you've already done that. You've made choices, and then you have the awareness that maybe it doesn't work. And so instead of going, okay, cool, what can I choose next? Instead of asking a question, instead of being so grateful for the awareness that you chose and that something didn't work, we judge ourselves. And we go, oh my God, what a stupid choice. So then You doubt yourself because you're looking in the past and you're remembering when you made a choice that didn't work. And so now you're like, crap, I can't trust myself. I can't trust my awareness because I made this decision and then this horrible thing happened. So, what if you didn't look at the past? If you didn't function from looking at the past, would you ever have doubt? Because doubt comes from looking at what you did wrong before, or something somebody told you in the past. Like, a lot of doubt comes up from, is your doubt coming up from past choices that didn't work out? And if you didn't look at the past at all, could you ever really doubt yourself? And also, if you looked at your choices without judgment and just were willing to receive the awareness that that choice gave you, would you ever really have doubt? If you could be grateful for the quote-unquote mistakes, the things that you've decided are mistakes. We have this connection to choosing and making a mistake. The fear of making a mistake is what's causing your doubt. But all of this is based in lies, because there are no mistakes. There are only choices that come with the awareness of whether or not you would like to choose that again. Because you can choose again, and you can choose again. So if there were no mistakes, if there were no wrong choices, would you ever doubt? There are no mistakes. There are no wrong choices. There is no doubt. Doubt is a lie. It's not even real. So when you have doubt come up, you can look at it and go, what is the lie that I have bought here? What is the lie about doubt that I have bought? What is the lie that I've bought about not being good enough? What is the lie that I've bought about making wrong choices? What is the lie that I've bought about the wrongness of me? Whose doubt is this anyways? Is this even mine? Do I even really believe in doubt, or is this something that I was taught? Just because I feel it in my body doesn't mean it's real. Thank you, body, for this awareness of the heaviness of doubt. What's true will make you feel light, and what is a lie for you will make you feel heavy. Doubt is an enormous heaviness on in your body and on your shoulders. I don't know of anyone that has ever told me that they feel light and fluffy and happy when they're doubting. It's a lie. You really just don't have to buy it. You can ask this question, what is the lie that I've bought about doubt? Where have I bought it? It doesn't matter, actually. Where have I bought it? It's probably not a useful question because it doesn't even matter. But it might give you the awareness of where you bought that doubt is real and that you should function from doubt. You have to judge you, and you have to judge your choices in order to have doubt. Judgment isn't real either. So many things that we've bought in this reality are not real. Judgment's not real, and it keeps you small. So what else could you choose besides doubt? Faith? Belief? Not really. Trust? I don't know. I'm not crazy about the energy of those words. Trust, faith. This is not about having faith in yourself. It's not about having blind faith in yourself. It's about knowing that nothing is impossible for you, and knowing that you have the ability to ask a question about how you can create it. It's about looking at the fact that nothing is impossible. More lies that we've bought. Have you bought the lie of impossible? Nothing is impossible if you ask questions about how you can create it. So thank you so much for listening to Messy Adventures in Living. We have been talking about doubt today, doubt, the barrier to greatness, and what would happen if you never bought the lie of doubt? What would happen if you always knew that anything was possible for you? And what would happen if you asked yourself, what else is possible that I've never considered before? Doubt is a lie. Stop buying it. It's not even real. It actually really can be that easy. It's just not real. What else do you have besides doubt that can propel you into choosing? And then choosing more, and then choosing again. See you next time.
Thanks for playing with us
Bye-bye.
on Messy Adventures in Living. Petrina Fava will return next Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.